Here, I'm going to stories. A while since I've seen that story on photo though. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to be reading a story called Shadows. It's about. I'll read you this. This is a story about a young boy who can see and talk to spirits. He ends up meeting a girl who is secretly a killer. What happens if she were to kill him? What happens when he is born again as a male black wolf? So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Chapter 1. A young boy who goes by the name of Jake walks around the hallways at the school, for it had just ended. He adjusted the weight of his backpack on his shoulders so it would be easier to carry and continued walking. As he rushed to get on the bus, he noticed a girl laying on the sidewalk, limp and lifeless. He let out a scream as everyone stared at him strangely, and in the blink of an eye, she had disappeared. Everyone started pointing at her and whispering behind him. He attempted to slow his breathing and got on the bus. Everyone was whispering on the ride home, and he avoided their gaze. He never understood why, but he's seen things like this as long as he could remember. He thought back to the girl he saw lifeless a few moments ago. It seemed familiar about her. She had blonde hair stained red with blood, bright, pale skin, wide blue eyes, and she was also tall. Suddenly it hit him, but she was at home, stained his cheeks as he eagerly waited for the bus to come to a stop at his home. He rushed inside, almost falling down at his quickness. And busted into his traumatized. Blood was stained on the walls, and bloody handprints were on the curtains, and in the middle of the room was his sister, limp and lifeless, just like he saw earlier. Her hair stained with blood, eyes wide with fear. Her clothes were stained too. Jenna! He whispered out her name as his tears never ceased. Let out an agonizing scream and punched the wall. Minutes as Cyrus was hissing. The man began to question him. What happened to her? I don't know. I walked in and came to check on her because I smelt something foul and found her like this. He lied. His tears were still streaming down his face. The man nodded and wrote down something assumed was his answer. After a few more questions, they told Jake to gather some clothing, personal belongings, and hygiene products so he could live with his aunt for a while. Once they drove off to his Aunt Marie's house. After all he went through that day, he knew he would never be the same. And I put a little quote at the bottom. "Give me to the wolves, and I will return leading the pack." Interesting. I had to keep up with me because I asked. There you go. And this is what I every time I click on continue to this part, continue. Jesus Christ.